Ladies and gentlemen, it's your favorite white colonizer coming to you live from the United States of America. I'm Tall, the Traveling Clad. Get your white colonizer merch right now at thetravelingclad.com in the description, and let's take a look at this clip.
So you are legitimately, sincerely, unironically asking, wasn't it Hamas which provoked Israel with October 7th? There was peace during Yasser Arafat. Was there? You think that there was peace during Yasser Arafat. So was it the Yasser Arafat's peace that produced the Second Intifada? What peace are you talking about? When have the Palestinians ever had peace? See, what you're telling me is that you've only read half the story and you were consigned to those set of facts, and you have not been presented with the other set of facts. In fact, you've only been presented with lies. So the omission of facts is tantamount to a lie. So you're saying that Hamas provoked Israel with October 7th. That would be true if history began on October 7th, if there was no October 6th, if there was no whole year of 2023, which the UN concluded was the deadliest year for Palestinians being murdered by the IDF in recent history. It was a record year for Palestinian deaths at the hands of the diaper forces before October 7th. This was being reported on as early as May 2023. But you see, you don't know about that. And I would implore you to wonder, to ask, to reflect on why that is. Why are you not privy to the information that proves that Israel has been the constant and consistent and permanent aggressor going back formally decades before you were born? How do you not know that? How do you not know that the overarching framework for this whole geopolitical conflict is an illegal occupation and an illegal blockade, condemned unanimously by the entire international community for decades now? How do you not know that? How is it that you are ignorant of anything about this region in the world before October 7th? So much, in fact, that you would find yourself in 2024, October 9th, spouting this history began on October 7th nonsense in a public domain. How does that happen? I'm laughing at Saeed's comment, ever considered a job in movie editing? You'd be pretty good at polishing a turd. You said that it isn't relevant to pull up history. No, that's not what I said. I said it's irrelevant to pull up biblical history. It's irrelevant to cite biblical times. It's irrelevant to cite biblical myths and biblical stories and biblical tales. Yes, that is very irrelevant.
Okay.
Why are we talking? Why are we?
I've heard enough. All right, white boy. Let's take a look real quick. If it's okay, we don't have to talk about biblical history because I don't talk about biblical history. I don't need biblical history on my side here. So we established that Arabs don't come from the Levant, correct? And they colonized violently. That's not biblical. That's historically. They colonized violently the Levant in the Middle East and North Africa as they came out of one little place called the Arabian Peninsula. Why are you tolerating Arab colonization, good sir? Is it because you yourself are a colonizer sitting in the West with a Palestinian flag? You know, a flag of a colonizer? By the way, ladies and gentlemen, if you don't know,
something which happened a century ago.
This Palestinian flag that he has here in his background, this Palestinian flag that he has right behind him, is the flag of the Pan-Arab movement. Each color on that flag, you know what it represents? Nothing to do with Palestine, nothing to do with the Levant, nothing to do with the kingdoms of Israel, or Samaritans, or Phoenicians, or Philistines. No, not the Canaanites, nobody other than the Rashidun Caliphate, the Abbasid Caliphate, the Umayyad Caliphate, and the, I'm forgetting the name, the Fatimid Caliphate, the green one. That's all that those colors represent. Where did all those caliphates come from? Sorry, the red is for the Hashemites, not the Abbasids, or not the Rashidun. Where do those four colors come from? Oh, I don't know. Saudi Arabia? What does that have to do with Palestine exactly? Unless you're so racist, as the white boy that you are, that you consider all of us brown people in the Middle East an Arab because you're literally too ignorant to understand that there was a diverse array of people who lived in this land before we were Arabized and colonized. I have zero tolerance for idiots like this. Zero tolerance. I think this new wave of random Westerners speaking out for the Middle East who don't know shit about this region, who never understood anything about this region. He said it exactly right. Why don't you know anything about this region? Sir, why don't you know anything about this region? Why don't you know about the discrimination against the Coptic people, the Amazigh people, the Mandeans, the Assyrians, the Copts, the Kurds? Why do you not know how we're all living oppressed under this system of supremacy and racism? Why don't you know that, good sir? Idiot. Why don't you know about any of that? Oh, it's because you're a fucking idiot. Thank you guys very much for watching my video, and please do buy your white colonizer merch so we can keep representing as the real white colonizers we are. See you guys in the next one. I love you a long time. Goodbye, Clads. My content and want to support me, just know your help is needed. There's a bunch of great ways to support me, being PayPal, Buy Me a Coffee, or joining my Patreon community down below. Patreon is the best way to support my channel, and you'll get a bunch of cool perks depending on what tier you join. Another great way to support me is by buying my merchandise on thetravelingclat.com. I regularly drop new merch designs like this beautiful hat, or this amazing shirt, where you can support the channel and get something cool for yourself. I also have an amazing Discord community with people from all over the world. Thank you so much for your support.